Hello, I'm Dr. Alex DeMarchin, a game studies professor and professional game developer. Today I wanted to share a lesson I've learned the hard way. And what it is you need to stop overthinking and start doing. I'll be honest with you. I've started and stopped what felt like hundreds of projects throughout my career. Every time I'd get excited about an idea, start planning, and then get stuck in a cycle of overthinking. I wanted everything to be perfect before I showed it to anybody. And to be honest with you, it cost me a lot. One of the big things that it cost me was good working relationships. People don't want to work on something that never gets finished. They want to contribute to projects that are tangible and moving forward. When you start too many things and finish too few, people lose trust in you. It also cost me opportunities with venture capitalist funding. Investors want to see results, not endless plans. They don't care about your ideas, they care about what you've actually built and if it's got a tangible end goal or it solves a problem or brings in some real capital. That's why my big advice to many people starting projects or small teams is to start small, move fast, and finish something. You don't need fully polished characters or a perfect game design, or game engine even for that matter, to begin. Use simple shapes like cubes and spheres, placeholder art, and basic code. You don't need to have everything figured out, just focus on getting the core idea working. You could always polish later, but you can't polish something that doesn't exist. With that said, perfectionism can paralyze you. It makes you feel like nothing you create is good enough, and it keeps you from showing your work to others. But here's the truth. Progress is more important than perfection. A rough, unfinished prototype that works is better than an ambitious project that never leaves your head. Another key area that really kind of stagnated for me is I kind of gotten stuck in the trap of planning everything to death. Don't get me wrong, planning is important, but it's not the end goal. Over-planning can kill your momentum and your motivation. Worse, it can convince you that you're working hard when you're actually avoiding the real work, which is of building your game or your project. The journey of game development is about making progress, step by step, prototype by prototype, and not about having the perfect roadmap. It's about taking imperfect action. So let me just reiterate this point. Over-planning can paralyze you. It makes you feel like you're making progress when you're really just avoiding the real work. The truth is, progress matters more than perfection. So let me share with you a little bit of a parable. I love these books like the Desert Fathers and stuff. And this story is about a monk, and it really helps to illustrate this point. So there was a monastery once at the top of a steep mountain, and every morning the monk would climb down the mountain to fetch water from the river. The journey was exhausting and time-consuming. So one monk had an idea. He would build a canal to build the water directly to the monastery. He spent weeks planning every detail, measuring the slope, mapping the route, and calculating the flow of the water. But every time he thought he was ready to start, he'd discover a new problem and go back to the drawing board. While he planned, the other monks working the monastery slowed to a crawl. They were spending so much time fetching water that they couldn't focus on their duties. Eventually, the monk realized he had to take action. Even if the canal wasn't perfect, it would still be better than climbing down the mountain every day. He started digging. His early work was rough. The canals had twists, bumps, and leaks, but the water began to flow. Over time, he and the other monks refined the canal, patching the leaks and smoothing the route. What started as a rough trench became a great aqueduct that brought water straight to the monastery. Not only did it solve the water problem, but it also freed up the monks' time to focus on their work, and the monastery flourished. The lesson is simple. You don't need to have everything figured out to start. Just start. Even imperfect, action is better than inaction. You can refine, polish, and improve over time, but only if you take the first step. So stop waiting for the perfect plan, use what you have, and build something rough, and keep moving forward, because the world needs creators who finish what they start, and you're capable of being one of them. Thanks for taking the time, and if you're in my class, thanks for taking my class. I hope that it's a great resource to you, and please reach out to me if you need anything. Talk to you later.